What's up everybody, and in today's video I want to show you how to make this awesome stunning effect. So this is pure CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, therefore we're going to create it right now. For those who don't want to watch this video, here's my GitHub repository. So I'll leave the link in the description and you can actually just make a clone and actually check this out, how it works. For those who want to actually learn today something new, we're going to use Visual Studio Code, and let's create a new file. I'm going to call it index.html. So we're going to create the normal HTML structure. Everywhere with card. So first thing first, we're going to create a container. And for this container, I want to create style that is going to be equal to width is 100 VW. That is just width of the screen, and then height is going to be 100 VH. That is as well the vertical height of the screen. So basically kind of the same as 100%, but a little bit different from that. Also, what I want to do is say that overflow is going to be hidden, and so that looks like for now pretty good. Probably I'll also make background color black. Then inside the container I want to make gradient follow, enter, and inside gradient follow I will make text class, and inside this text class I'm going to go on this website and just copy the text. This is just the fake text, so anyone can use it pretty much. So also, while we're going to do all this kind of stuff, I want to use the live server, so I'll just click go live in order to show you what is actually going on here. So let's get out of here, then put this one aside too. So it has to work now. Tile window to the right, and then here is our Visual Studio Code. I think it is going to be the way better. So as you can see, first issue is we have this white borders. That is because body has padding, I believe. So we're going to make margin to 0 and padding to 0 too, so that all of them are going to be removed, and it looks like they haven't been removed. The reason because, yeah, of course it is the tag body, not the class. So then I want to make this text actually white, because right now it's not quite white. We're going to go in the text and say color is equal to white color, and then as well I want to say that font family is going to be monospace, whatever. So yeah, it has to look like this. Now I want to style my gradient follow, so I'll go here in CSS, and I will say that yeah, just a little bit of mistake. I will say that width of it is going to be 100% as well as height. So we're just going to make this thing, and then I'm going to say that background color, but no, just background, because I want to make a linear gradient. Oh no, actually I want to make radial gradient, and I will say that spread is the variable. So inside I will say variable spread, and this spread variable I will put here, and I will say it is equal to 10 rem. Okay, so rem is basically, it is the same as em, and the difference between them is that rem doesn't inherit the em before. So basically 10 rems is 160 pixels. That is what it is. So I'll say circle, and then I will say, for example, we'll go from red to blue. Let's just take a look at what it looks like. So it looks like this. It's pretty cool. Now we're going to, and actually, let's say this is a background image. Now we'll say mask image. And mask image is going to be pretty much similar. I again say that this is a radial radial gradient, and then we also will use variable spread. We'll say that this is circle. The second option might be what is called ellipse. Actually, I don't quite remember where is the emphasis in it in this word, but it doesn't really matter. Yep. So, and then I'm going to say this is 25%, and this one is going to be 75%, and this is pretty much it. As you can see, we don't have a lot of text, so I'm going to increase the number of paragraphs, and let's just copy and paste this in. Okay, now it is a little bit close to what we want. The only thing here is that our gradient is not really the gradient we would expect, because if we will go on the demo, we see this awesome gradient. So in order to have this gradient for us, I'm just going to copy it, because this is the easiest way to do it right now. So, and it's not here, of course, it's in the styles. So here's this gradient. This is just pretty much the bunch of colors. So there is no skill. There's just design skills. So, and now I'm going to push it in here. So yes, it is exactly what I was looking for. Now, as you can see, it is under the text, and this is not really what we want. So now I will say that we actually want to clip it. So WebKit background background clip is equal to text. Okay, so it is not going to work quite, and the reason for that is that I said the color is white, so I have to make it transparent in order to background image take place. So the transparent color is basically 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0. And now, as you can see, this is the awesome animation we were looking for. So the only thing here left is actually, I don't quite get why this is blue. I thought it has to be purple. So I'm just trying to figure it out. And it doesn't look like that I did something wrong here. Anyways, I don't really understand why this is not purple for now, but let's actually go with this, because it's not a big deal. What about if I would just say background? Yeah, it doesn't really. Okay, so I mean that's pretty good. So then the next thing, I want to actually animate it. So we will go under here, and we'll say script. So the reason why we go under, because if we'll put our script before our text, it is not going to work. Because if I want to, for example, have a gradient follow, it has to be after the div is actually called. So I will say constant follow grad is equal to document query selector and gradient follow. Don't forget about the dot there. So then I'm going to make an event listener, and it is better to actually make it on the whole document. So it is add event listener, and for the mouse move, not down move, we're going to make a function. And I made a mistake. Function like this. Yep. So inside this function, first of all, I want to say that we have our mouse x, which is going to be pretty much rectangle dot left and event.x minus rectangle.left. Yes, I did it vice versa. So now we're going to actually put an event here, and we're going to declare mouse x. That is going to be first of all 0. And then this, in the same way, I'm going to make y, and I'm going to make rect. The rect is going to be follow grad get bounding client rect function. That is going to return to us all the coordinates of the follow gradient follow element. Okay, so now this rectangle, I want to actually update every single time mouse is moving. And there is a reason for this, and hopefully if I'll not forget, I'll show to you later why I want to do that. So we'll say that our rect is equal to the same thing, obviously. This is what it is, okay? So, and then we're going to also change y variable. That is going to be y, and of course it is going to be topped right now. Then the next step is actually update our our gradient. In order to do that, we take follow grade, and then we say dot style dot background position. Okay, position. Here we are. So before I actually do this and mask position, I want to create a new constant that is going to be position. Okay, and it is going to be in this kind of brackets. I mean, it's actually, yeah, it's just a quote marks, right? I don't know, whatever. So, and we're going to put inside our actual coordinates. That is going to be mouse x and mouse y, because the x variable is always from the calculus is always first, and y from the calculus is always second. Now this is not going to quite work, because when I say position is equal to position, it is going to work, but the problem here is that it's not going to be in the center. So right now you will understand what I mean by that. As you can see, I move it and it moves pretty much, but it's not really where my cursor is. And the reason for that is that I actually have to subtract the width of an element and calculate the center of it. So I will take my rect, and I will say that rect width is going to be divided by 2, and then I'm going to subtract this value. And now I'll particularly explain you why I do this thing. So, and the same thing I want to do here, but from the height right now, okay? So if I'm going to use it right now, again, as you can see, it works out perfectly fine, and now I will explain why. So, as you can see, if we'll go in our inspection, as you can see, I have this gradient follow, right? So the first time when I take my x and y coordinate, and then I subtract the left and top, what it basically does is that it subtracts 0, I believe. Because rect left is 0 and rect top is 0. Let me check this out. So, because I don't want to say lies, so let's check what is actually going on here. Yeah, and of course, there is no console. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, I was right. It is just a 0. The reason why it is 0 is because it is exactly the width of the screen, right? If I would do it not exactly the width of the screen, so I would return here and I would say probably it's going to be 80%. Now left is going to change. And it didn't change though. Oh yeah, the reason why it didn't change is because it's still on the left. But if I would say right, so okay, I'll just make a margin. And now it's going to be 10% from the left and 10% from the right. And as you can see, left changed in this situation. So yeah, I hope you understand what I mean by all this kind of thing. When we actually subtract all those things, what we get is our coordinates. So now look at this. So when I just say that it is mouse, so let me copy this and watch this. The thing that I just showed you is this thing. So when I actually do this thing, you see it's not quite where my cursor is. And the reason for that is that our background, so when I say background, I mean this gradient, okay? So, because this is our background, is the whole thing, right? So basically what I do, I move all of this black square. So that is why it is so far from my cursor. Now, when I take the width of my element, I take the position from here to here, okay? And when I divide it by 2, I get just the half of the whole element. Now, when I subtract it, that means that so that means that we're going to be in the center, because that totally makes sense for me. I don't even know how to explain that. So if you will look right now, as you can see, it is on the vertical center of my cursor. It is because my width right now is balanced, right? I took the half of the width and then I subtracted it and I got the different half, right? So what I could, yeah. So basically this is what it is, okay? Now hopefully I could make it a little bit clearer now. So now, there's a problem is that we have this kind of thing there, so I want to actually get rid of this thing, and how we do it, we just say background repeat is equal to no repeat. And the same thing I'm going to make with the mask repeat is no repeat. So now when I'll try to do this again, as you can see, when I have this kind of thing here, okay. So, and as you can see, this is pretty much it. So the only thing here is the animation left. And this is probably the milestone on which many will stumble. Because when I'm trying to actually make a transition, so first of all, ask the question, what do you want to make the transition for? So the properties I want to actually transition is background position and mask position. Okay, so these are the properties I want to actually transition. The next thing is going to be timing function, and timing function, I will say it is going to be cubic. What is that? Bizarre, whatever how you pronounce it. So 0, 0, and then we're going to say 0.2 and then 1, okay? So the last thing left is our duration, okay? So duration is going to be 2.5. Now, it is going to animate, but look at this. It looks like something doesn't work quite. Okay. Let me try to make it let me try to make it ease in out. So here it is. And it works perfectly fine. So now why is that so? It looks like it is not animated. I want to make sure that this is animated, and yes, it's somehow says that. Okay, yeah, I forgot about the seconds. Okay, so it has to work again. So let's actually remove this thing out, and as you can see, it is staggering. It makes it doesn't make any sense, and it's not animation, but it does make sense. So here's the trick, and you gotta memorize it. We go here and we say request animation frame, and inside of it I will put function, that is going to be update animation. Okay, update animation. And inside of it, I'm going to put this thing in. Okay. So now since our mouse X is global and rect is global, I'm not going to pass any arguments inside. And now when I pass this function inside the request animation frame, look at what is happening. This is really smooth animation. And this is what we were looking for. So actually I'm wondering, what is this thing? Okay, so this is actually our, okay, so let's go with this today. It looks pretty cool though. So yeah, so this is pretty much for today. I hope this was helpful. Let's actually reload it. So this is how it looks like, and this is how we do all this kind of thing. On my example, if we will go in the demo again, you see how everything is changing and how we have this thing out here. So if you want to see how I actually did this thing, the implementation, you can go on the GitHub, or if you want to make a video, just let me know in the comments, and that's pretty much it, and then I'll make it done. So hopefully this was pretty much helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.